Hey, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. So I've been thinking a lot lately about whether failure is an option. Is failure an option? Of course failure is an option. You could totally fail at everything you do. You know, it's interesting. I told my wife many years ago that I wanted to start 12 businesses. That was my goal. I'm going to start 12 businesses. And I don't know where I'm at, some 4 or 5, 6, something like that. And I figured the idea was that out of the 12 businesses, something for sure is going to succeed. I'm going to be determined enough. I'm going to start these businesses. And then in the end, I'll be successful at least with one of them. My odds are good enough that I will be successful at least one of them. And in the process, I'll learn a whole lot and all of that. And you know, kind of what that mindset is that failure is inevitable and failure is expected. Failure is an option. And I realize that. I've had a number of businesses that have failed. I probably will have more in the future that fail. And that is just simply what it is. Failure is an option, and failure is kind of what happens sometimes. I think the ratio is 8 out of 10 businesses ultimately fail, which means that you got a 80% chance that your business is going to fail, and failing is your destiny. So the difference is who picks themselves up and who goes out and tries to fix it, and who goes out and tries to fight to make it change and make something happen and turn it around. And I think that's a lot of where you as an individual or whether you find success is your grit in going out and making something happen, even though everything is stacked against you. But I don't think that it's that failure is not an option, because really it is. It is. It's going to happen. A lot of times it's going to happen. So I know people who have that golden touch that everything that they start ends up succeeding. And we've got this guy here in Utah Valley, Josh James. I don't know him personally, but I know a lot of people who know him, and that guy has started $2 billion companies. One guy. I think everybody in this world would love to have that success ratio, but most people don't. Of course, some people are going to, but not everybody. It's good to plan and good to execute and good to take the risks and try to make things happen, but it's just is what it is. And so anyways, there are a few things that I was thinking about with this failure is not an option, failing being an option thing. So number one thing is are you connecting with your customers? If your business doesn't connect and your business doesn't speak to your customer, it's your number one thing right there. You've got to have something your customer wants. If the customer doesn't see an interest in why to buy it, you're never going to sell it. You're never going to make any money off of it. You need to, as part of that, give your customer an idea of the real differentiation and uniqueness of your product. Why should they buy yours over somebody else's? Now, I've been thinking a lot about that related to my t-shirt business. I have the disease going through my head right now so I've got an easy way and a hard way to do things. The easy way, where I print fewer shirts, is to sell retail shirts and get people to buy them. It's proven to be harder than I think, but it's the easier thing to do because I have to print fewer shirts in order to make the money that I need to make. I am not selling them, I believe, because I am not unique enough as a company to sell them to people or to have them buy them from me. So a lot of mine kind of fall into this the trendy kind of category, I guess. And when it falls into trendy and there are a lot of people making similar products, the thing that you need to compete on is price. Can I sell it for less than the next guy? Either that, or I've got to have some sort of unique value to that product to convince them to buy my product as opposed to somebody else's. I've got to communicate that with the customer. And so where my disease comes into place, my disease says, well, just be like everybody else and go try to get local jobs. Well, I've been trying to get local jobs to offset and to make sure that I'm printing continually. In actuality, that's doubling, tripling, quadrupling the number of jobs and units I'm having to print in order to make the value I could make with printing few shirts, selling them retail. And in turn, the retail side, the problem with that is uniqueness. I don't have a very unique brand. I don't have a very unique style. Now, there are a few things that I have that are unique, but there really aren't a lot of unique things. There are unique things that I could do. I could go and I could find and come up with some unique things that I could design. But I got to sit down and do it. I got to sit down and come up with those ideas. And I do have some ideas. It's either a unique design or a unique way to sell it or something unique about me, unique about what I sell and how I sell it. And until I do that, it's probably a good chance it's still going to be pretty hard to really compete with all the different people that are out there selling. Now you've got Etsy integrating all the third-party printing, so even everybody who doesn't print can print. You know, everybody who's anybody who wants to print something can go and print it, and they don't even have to have a printer to print it. You know, and so the competition is increasing and increasing and increasing, which means all the more that there needs to be something unique about you. So anyhow, those are kind of some of the things that I was thinking about. Failure really is an option. Failure can happen. It really can happen to anybody. Odds are you start a business, it's going to fail. 8 out of 10 do. You know, so make sure you're in touch with your customers. Make sure there's something unique about you and the product that you sell. Make sure that you are articulating and you're distinguishing that with your customer. So I think about mine, direct-to-garment printing. What are my strengths and what are my benefits? What's the benefit of buying it through me? Well, locally, versus when I'm competing with all of the big screen print houses locally, singles. 1, 2, 3 shirts. I can do that. Piece of cake. That's kind of my most easy thing to do is to sell shirts like that. I can sell them still for my regular full price. What's most difficult for me to compete with? 150 shirts. 200 shirts. I'm slow, incredibly slow. Screen printing's so much faster. You know, getting my price point down on a shirt that requires white ink, you know, printing color ink on a color shirt, horrible for me. My price skyrocket compared to everybody else. You know, and so, you know, speed. Now, speed is one thing that I have not really capitalized on. If I could turn all my shirts next day, if I could turn every single shirt that's bought the next day, that would be a huge marketing point for me. You know, somebody buys the shirt today, they pick it up tomorrow. If I could do it same day, it would be even better. You know, there are a ton of people who would love to buy a shirt and be able to pick it up the same day. There are also a ton that would love to buy it and pick it up tomorrow. Screen printing, you know, and think about it and all the preparation and putting it into a manufacturing cycle and all those things, and you could be out days, weeks in order to get your job done. And I can just pull it up on the computer and print it. I can do it really quick if I am focused on printing as fast as I possibly can fast, I can do it. And really, honestly, that does need to be a priority for me, and it can be a huge strength and a huge thing that distinguishes me from somebody else. So, I don't know. Sometimes I talk about these things, and it helps me kind of think about it. But I was just thinking about that. Anyhow, so love to have you follow us. See what we do, see where we go, see if we fail, or see if we succeed. I would love to see the succeed side, shoot the moon and hit our... We still haven't hit that with Digital T-Shirt Shop, that 20 shirts a day. Anyhow, we're still working on it. Would love to have you follow us and watch and see if we get there. So please subscribe. Have a good day.